Guys, both of you got to answer this. What was it like hearing the news from Tom and about Kalani getting the contract extension?
It was exciting, man. We were all jumping up and down after practice. Just super excited, super happy for Kalani. I think he's earned it with all the work he's put in here and all that he stands for us as players and as the University of BYU. So we're just super excited, super happy for him.
Yeah, it was pretty dope just to hear that, and then for the entire staff that Kalani brings with them coming here, the part of that BYU that he brings is something that we all enjoy and we're excited for in the long term.
Yeah, a question for either of you guys. What were the reaction of the staff guys who this probably affects almost as much as Kalani? What was their reaction, as far as you guys could tell?
I'd say they're just as excited as we were as players. I mean, it benefits them and affects them just as much as it does us. And so we're happy to have everyone else around, with Kalani. It's been a full team and staff effort to the point that we've gotten to now. So it's just fun to see the people we've been working with for so long, have that guarantee to be around for a little longer.
Yeah, for me, just coming in this season, I wasn't a part of the coaching changes that happened just from the past season to this year. But the staff that we have here, just the total team environment that we've had this year, I think has been something I've really enjoyed and to be a part of. I think everybody just wants to keep it going, and we're glad it's going.
Let's have questions now from Alex and then Mitch.
Hi, Jaren. Hi, Puka. Good afternoon now it is.
I know.
Yeah, I woke up really late, just like morning for me. But anyway, before this extension was announced today, there was some news that, Kalani had potentially talked to other schools. There was all this other movement in college football happening with coaches and all the speculation. How much did you guys kind of pay attention to that recently? And how much did you want it to kind of not really involve Kalani? Like, how concerned were you that possibly Kalani would leave? And how relieved were you when you guys heard that he wouldn't be?
I'll follow you on this one.
I don't think it was. College football is one of the craziest things out there. That's what brings so much excitement to it, and we're lucky to be a part of that. But Kalani, we showed up to practice into the facility, and we got finals coming up. So as much as there was a lot of stuff going on, it was never a concern for us in the locker room of knowing this is the season that we've had, and our coach is still up here on the third floor and still coming to practice with us, and we love that guy. So it's been. I wouldn't say it was a distraction for us, but it's been a pure enjoyment ever since hearing the good news.
I did everything you said.
As you both have the opportunity to play eventually in the Big 12 Conference, you're both sophomores. So what do you feel like this commitment that BYU is showing to Kalani and the football program can do for you, the players, and the team going forward into that Big 12 future?
I think, right away, in my mind, it just shows a lot of confidence that they have in us as a team, as the coaches and players, and kind of what we've been able to do up to this point. It shows that there's a lot of support, in the hard work we've been putting in and the results we've received. So, moving into the Big 12 and making that transition, it's very helpful and it's very comforting, and it builds a lot of confidence, I think, in us, and I'm sure, the recruits that see what's going on. And so I think it just brings, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy into the future of this program for the players and the coaches.
Yeah, I think the confidence and the consistency of, like you said, we got a couple more years until we're in the Big 12, but it started. Coach Kalani's been here a while, but that 2020 season, and it's just been building from there. And it's something that we plan to build. That we want to build a dynasty here, and that's Coach Kalani's plan. So it started at the beginning of this season, and it's going to continue out.
Okay, up next we'll have questions from Jake and then Jaren.
Yeah, both of you guys, Mitch just mentioned, both of you guys are sophomores. You're both draft eligible. I know that, Jaren, you've had people asking you about your future as a player. Puka, I'm sure there are people asking you the same thing. How does this new deal for Kalani affect your guys' decision one way or the other, if at all?
Hey, man, I think it just has a lot of excitement in the fact that whatever we do or choose to do, Kalani will be here. You know what I mean? I think Kalani's a guy who he forms relationships with us. So regardless if you stay or if you go on to the pros, to still be a part of your life, still have that influence. And I think that's a very comforting thing to know we'll always have him in our corner. So that's kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to comment on that one either.
As you guys are aware of kind of the market out there, and just the coach, we touched on it earlier about the some of the contracts, and Puka, you mentioned the craziness that goes on with coaches moving places. BYU is a unique place in a lot of regards, including in that one. Hearing this news and kind of this commitment that BYU's making in that arena, what does that mean to you, just as far as how they're approaching, kind of the market value of a coach and the coaching staff like Kalani's?
I think it's big time for us. Like you see some of the I mean, I guess somebody's gonna fact check me, but I remember seeing an ESPN not an article, but a stat come out of the coaches who've had the most wins in the past 2 seasons, and I believe the names were Nick Saban and Coach Kalani Sitakes. So I think we're blessed to have him, and the commitment that BYU has to him, and then the commitment that he has to us, and that we've had to him throughout the years of him being here, and then especially this season that we've had. So it's fun. It's going to be a blast, and it's just, as we've mentioned before, just the confidence boost of having knowing that the same guy is going to be leading, and the message is changing from what it was from last week to what it was this week when he signed a new deal. But we're just going to have more confidence and consistency throughout this time here.
Okay, we'll take questions from Sean and Alex.
Yeah, guys, this is probably a little bit of a follow-up from the last 2 here, but I mean, technically you guys do still have a bowl game next week that you got to get ready for. I guess that's what we were originally supposed to come here for, and then Kalani kind of hijacked that, so thanks, Kalani.
Well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved, right? But what does news like this kind of help you guys to be able to refocus and go, hey, let's go out and let's finish the season strong, try to get that 11th win, focus on UAB, going to Shreveport, all that. Does it help you guys in that aspect, I guess?
I mean, it gives you a lot more energy in the building, obviously. But for us, I feel like it won't affect us as much because that's how we've been approaching it since we found out we were going to Shreveport. Kalani he's done a great job. He hasn't even mentioned anything going on because he's kept so much focus on this game, because that's just the type of man he is investing everything he has in us as players and making sure he prepares us to play the best we can. So regardless of all that's been going on in the media surrounding all of, the talk about him and what could potentially happen, every day has been the same thing when he approaches the team. It's just focusing on this game, realizing it's the most important bowl game we've ever played because it's the one that we have next. So just he's been pumping energy into us, and the coach has done a great job of continually harping on the importance of this next game. And I think his players have done a good job of taking that and running with it. So I think the energy will stay the same, because that's how we've been talking about it, over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, that's my QB.
There we go.
I don't know if he's
Alex, did you have a follow-up question?
Enjoy the quiet awkwardness.
Actually, no. What I have to ask, I'll ask offline.
Okay. All right, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time today.
Appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
guys.
Go Cougs, baby.